fucking microphone was over there. Hello, everyone. Steve, hello.
Hey, mate, you good?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Very good. Sleep last night?
Yeah, do you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Like she's getting like 2 hours on and then awake for 10 minutes to feed and then back to sleep. So I'm sort of waking up because I'm lying next to Katie doing it, but I'm not actually actively doing anything.
You know, when I had this question, I was going to ask it you, but I thought I'd just ask it on air. Just because it popped up. You know, like, is it terrifying having a baby? I don't mean the process of having one, but I mean the delivery bit. Like, because I can't comprehend how that must feel, because, you know, when it's like in the womb and everything, it's happy, it's where it's supposed to be, it's all good, but then that process of getting it out must be so fucking stressful.
Yeah, well, so we went in for like what's called an induction. I don't know if you know much about it, but like you can be induced where they give you like a hormone that kickstarts the labor, in theory, in case it needs to be like early, if they're measuring big, or the mum's like she wants to give birth sooner without a cesarean, that kind of stuff. So they give you an induction, and there's a couple of different ways of doing it, but it's basically a hormonal kind of implant or a gel that kickstarts the body, what the body would do. And there's a gel or like this long string with like a sort of tablet thing on the end, and they bung that in. But the gel went in because it tends to act quicker for people that have given birth before. Anyway, so Katie had that on the morning of the 23rd, and it didn't work. Like the induction didn't actually happen. And then Christmas Eve morning, they were going to try again, and the labor ward was packed. So there was already 3 women trying to give birth in like the delivery suite. There's like the labor ward where you go to start with and you sort of settle. And then once the thing starts to kick up, you get moved on to the delivery ward, right? So you go from the warm-up area to like the competition floor. And then so it was packed. So they didn't want to give Katie another induction in case she became a 4th woman in there, which is like rammed, right? So they didn't do that. So the kids are at home, obviously, with my parents. They're not going to see us on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, which is like a bit of a shit. So I nipped out on Christmas Eve, saw the kids, got them, brought them to the hospital. They let the kids in to speak with Katie for a couple of hours. I took them back to my parents' house, went home, woke up at 5:30 Christmas Day morning, went to see the kids at my parents' house, to see Santa presents and all that. And then went off to the hospital on Christmas Day morning. And then they did another induction at 10 o'clock on Christmas Day. And then they did a sweep. Now, I'm getting to your question here. Do you know what a sweep is?
Just chuck some up there and get a mix around.
Literally, they chuck a hand up there, and then they fiddle around in the cervix, which is like this sort of shape, and they go in and they they scoop out the mucus plug, which then dilates the cervix, so it all starts going. Anyway, so they did one of them, and then that was at 4:30, and then by 8:30, Katie had given birth on Christmas Day. So it was like 4 hours from a massive sweep, really big sweep, and the induction thing. And it so Christmas Day at 8:30 or 8:25. So it was like her birthday is 2025 was the time, 25th of the 12th, 25. So there's always 25s. But anyway, so getting back to your question, with Kate in this example, it went from no signs of giving birth. And then in a 4-hour window, it goes like this. And then you've been planning and waiting. And then all of a sudden it goes mental. Went up to the delivery suite. And then in the space of 2 hours, they go from contractions where the uterus is obviously contracting to then real pain and pressure, like pushing down into the canal and the cervix is open, all that kind of shit. And then 20 pain, and then when the head starts to go down towards on its way out of the cervix and pushing down out of the vag, that's when like the real pain starts, like the pressure and the agony, and that's when they push and they start to ease in and start to actively push with the contractions. That lasted about 20, 25 minutes. Now, I've got all of it on camera.
Nice.
I used this thing and I got it in 4K. Yeah. I got it all on camera, but I haven't watched it back yet fully. But when you're in the moment, you're part of it, because I'm squeezing Katie's hips from the side, making sure like you work against it so it takes away some of the pressure on the way like outward. So you're like kind of pushing against. You've got one of the midwife like just looking down and all that kind of stuff. Mate, I can take my eyes off it. I'm like this, looking at the cavern as it's opening and the head coming out. But from the moment she starts pushing, you go into like this zone. Like you go into this like weird trance of like breathing with her and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you hear the baby come out on this just elation of her just going, oh, like even the midwife said, imagine doing like a 9-pound poo. Like imagine pushing that out, how good you'd feel straight after. Anyway, from this massively heightened sense of like protectiveness, you want to work with her, you're trying to coach her through it, you're being like, you're there with her. But watching the video back of that when it came out, it's sort of, you realize how scary it is in hindsight rather than at the time. But then like my mum watched the video and she started tearing up and crying. Like it's like this massively emotional state of pure womanhood. Like it is literally by definition, like the most feminine point of a woman's life is that moment when they're giving birth. Like, so it's all these fucking weird emotions and feelings going on at the same time. But at the same time, you're there knowing full well that you've got fucking no input into this. Like you can't do anything. You're just there to just be there and support. And that's that. Like the midwife is, and you're going, yeah, okay. And the midwife's going, can you do this? Yeah, okay. And it's like, yeah, okay. Like a bit of an idiot like there. But then like, but then you see the baby and you're like, something click in your head and you're like, all right, here we go. Dad again. So you go from like, there's probably like, it's probably hindsight that it's scary. But I guess first time around, it is the unknown, but more obviously for the female. Like she's pushing this thing out. And I guess every time they go through it, they remember what's happening. But this is 7 years later for Katie. So it's like 7 years since all this happened. But touch wood, and by whatever, everything went real smooth. Like it went, other than the induction process not taking straight away, it was a brilliant bloody, like perfect, as well as it can go. Her back didn't go, which was her biggest fear, of her like lumbar and a facet joint and like in her spine. She has injections every 6 months for it. And she was really worried that that was going to go. But we found positions where it wasn't putting too much pressure on the back there. But yeah, it's funny. Kenneth says, I was least scared about the first birth. I think maybe that's just experience of seeing what goes on. You don't know what to expect. And then you're like, fucking hell. Like hearing your best friend and partner in that pain, like, and it's a deep pain. It's not obvious. It's not like a paper cut. It's like a guttural, like, it's like, it's what's the word? It's in like an animal noise. It's really, really surreal, that thing. Where the fuck are you? I want to show everyone your beard. But yeah, no, good fucking good question, mate, because you don't know what to expect. You can watch all the videos in the world, and I think watching that video back would only mean something to me and Katie and my mum, because no one else watching that's going to go like, like they'll go, wow, but they won't be like, it won't hit because it's not their blood. Do you know what I mean? When it's your family or your wife or giving birth to your kid, it's just a real fucking surreal time. And every minute you're in the hospital waiting for it to happen, if you've had it already before, like we've obviously had twice before, it's like, you know what's coming. You know what's coming, but you can't account for how you're going to act at the time. And it's one thing that training, I know I'm reverting this back to CrossFit, but it's one thing that working at that intensity in the gym and being real fucking uncomfortable and working around people that are uncomfortable and getting used to just being around people that are in a really shit position self-voluntarily. You get to understand the noises people make, how to talk to them when they're in that situation, because I can imagine a lot of people don't know how to communicate and talk to people that are in a bad way. But we do that every day, hopefully. Like, we talk to people that are in a really shitty way. Obviously, this is, you know, to a slightly higher degree. But it's someone that you know intimately, and you just sort of, you're there. But on the one hand, you're completely fucking useless. You're in the corner, just waiting around, hoping that it all goes well. But on the other hand, you're essential. Like, I think every wife or every spouse, whatever, every woman that's gone through it, that's had her partner with her, will say, like, they'll say things like, I couldn't have done it without you. Clearly, you would have done it without me. But I think just being there and just saying, yes, okay, supporting and going through it. And things like the language you use, like the familiarity of the words you use and stuff like that. You are just a cheerleader. Yeah, like Kenneth said, you're just a cheerleader. But at the same time, that role is essential at the time. And I cannot ever imagine not wanting to be in that room.
Like, some people not. Some people just wait outside.
Yeah. So a lot of some dads just don't want to be in the room. They don't want to see it. I'll show you the edited version. You can't see the minge, but like the midwife's in the way. But Katie had to lay on her side. Imagine like laying on the side of a bed with her leg up, and her ankle was on my shoulder here. So I've got a leg over my shoulder, and I'm looking over the top of like her hamstring, looking at the fucking cavern. And I got to watch. I was a foot away, literally that far away from my baby's head poking out, and I watched the whole fucking thing. And I get why that would. I totally understand why men wouldn't want to see that. But like, it doesn't freak it, that kind of thing doesn't weird me out. It does. It's just a part of a body. And I don't know if that's because I'm so used to. I don't do that service at the gym, obviously, but like I'm so used to being around humans and seeing them as a mechanical object in the gym. I just see that as a process and an object as well. So it's a really, really, really weird, fucking surreal time to be a man, to be in that room. But yeah, some dads just don't want to be around. They don't want to be there.
I think with that though, like I get if they don't want to look and see the stuff you've just discussed. I can kind of make a case for that if that's their way. But then just be in the room but don't look. Like, you're there for your partner. You're not there. It's not about you at that moment, is it?
No.
So obviously it's easy for me to say I've never been in that situation. But I think, if you don't want to see the stuff, I can kind of make a case for that. But you're there. It's like Savon tells that thing about, when you have your dog put down and people won't go in the room with it. Like, you go in for the dog. It's not about you in that moment. It's like, and I know it's like slightly different, it's life and death, but like, it's the same sort of premise. It's not about you, is it? If someone's going through something way worse, just go and be a man.
Yeah. And do you know what? Perfectly put, right? My son Donnie, he's developing boundary issues at the moment, right? So he's trying to push limits and stuff like that. And he was asking me about what I did in the room and all that kind of stuff. And at the age of nearly 7, he's already starting to talk about what it is to be a man and asking about what men do and like that kind of thing. And like, we're trying to involve that. And I'm trying to get him understanding that we are protectors, but we're facilitators. So the way that I see my job in the house is I'm doing all the shit that allows mummy and you to do what you do. That's how I see my job. My job as dad, my role. I'm support network. I'm doing all the logistics and all that kind of shit to allow you lot to do what you want to do and what you need to do. And sometimes that goes maybe unrecognized. Some men maybe feel like that goes unrecognized. I don't want to be recognized for that role because I get purpose out of that. So that's my benefit. My reward system is feeling like they are doing what they want to do and they're achieving what they can. And I get my reward by seeing them doing that. and I don't expect them to thank me and say all that kind of shit and well done, you took the bins out. But like, but I want to be there. Like you said, that you've got to take the bad with the good. You've got to be able to be in that room, and when the shit hits the fan, as a man, you've got to put all your fucking shit aside and be there as a support network, not just in the good times, but in the darkest of times. That's when your role as a man really stands out. I cannot fathom why you wouldn't want to be there. Like you said, putting the dog down. If you don't do that, who else is going to do it? You're just going, you do the shit work for me. You've got to be able to do that. Because they're just as valuable, if not more valuable. That, you know, those moments you look back on and you can take pride in the fact that you stood up and you did that. For better, you know, for better or worse feelings for you, but you do get a sense of pride in the fact that you stood up when no one did. And that's a tiny, 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 like, version of that instance. You know, can you imagine like the feeling of having been a warrior and gone to war and representing your country and being on the front line and doing that kind of thing? Like, we've got a load of people in the chat that have done that. I cannot imagine the sense of pride's a strong word, because pride gets a lot of negativity, doesn't it? It's one of the 7 deadly sins and all that kind of stuff. But it may be the wrong word. There's probably a better word. But the feeling of
is it like accomplishment, like service? You know,
service.
like...
Good word. We'll lend that from Mayhem. But the feeling that you served, that's the role of the father. We serve our families. We serve our community, and all of that makes sense when you're in the moment, you know. And someone ages ago on like a gym thing that we did asked me what I'm most proud about myself of, and I was like, I fucking don't know. Like, you don't want to be that guy that talks about himself all the time and is like, I do this and I'm amazing. But like, one thing, and it's not voluntary, it's totally involuntary, so I can't be proud of this. But when the shit hits the fan, it's like I'm a robot. It's like, must do this. And it's like you become the Terminator, and you just fall into this like thing of like, okay, I've got a job to do. And then afterwards you fall out of it and you're like, oh, cool. Like, my brain does that. Like, I just fall into this trance of like what I must do. And then you come out of it and you're like, oh, cool, I can do that. And it's only at real shit times that comes out to play. And I think that's the closest that men can come, I guess, to the feeling that a mother gets giving birth. Like, that is their genetic fucking expression of womanhood, is they get to go. And the kids, fortunately, the kids of 8 and 6, they've got to watch their mum grow from what we called a seed and all that, and an egg, into this thing that is now their sibling. They've seen their mum literally grow a human and then give birth to it. And they are now forever like entranced by this thing that is motherhood. And my daughter's like obsessed with babies now, even though she was before. It's like, it's like they understand what woman is. Do you know what I mean? And you get to see that as a spouse or as a partner, watching and being there with your wife going through that shit, or your woman.
You homeschool, don't you?
Well, we have been. In January, they're going back.
So I just meant like from a sort of sex ed point of view, they're at a good age where they understand enough that they can actually see the process, which is quite cool, isn't it? And for them to understand it that way. Yeah,
we kind of we phrased it like daddy has to go and find a seed, and that goes into mummy's egg, and then she grows it. So technically we haven't lied. We just have omitted the details of how it gets in there. But they understand that, and it's quite funny when we found out, obviously, and we told them, and then they could tell people after our first scan, they were like, daddy found the seed and he put it in mummy. And it's like, it's quite funny watching people's faces go, how much do they know about this? But like, there's ways of doing shit like this. And like, it's things like period talk, like little girls. No, I was astounded when the girl, like Garrett and Colleen, were talking with Jenny a little while ago. And I think it was with Jenny. but they were talking about like how they weren't introduced to the idea of having periods, or they didn't know, and they were surprised and they were shocked when it happened. They didn't know what it was. And I'm like, how has this been a thing where women aren't talked? Why isn't this known? Like, it's such basic. Like my daughter Athena, she's what, 8, coming up like 8.5. She's known about Katie having periods for 3-4 years. She's been aware of it. She knows to expect it. We've talked about it openly, and it's not a big deal. It is and it isn't. You know, it's something to expect. So when it comes around, it's just normal. It's part of the human experience. And I don't know how much of that they touch on in school, but we are more than willing to have conversations and that kind of thing with the kids and be brutally honest with them about shit. And, you know, they know about death. That, not that we can comprehend it, like we struggle to comprehend it a lot of the time. We haven't got an answer for it. That's why we've got religions. But like the conversations to be had about philosophy, about morality, about, you know, theology, all those kind of stuff. I love that kind of conversations, especially with the kids, because they're blank slates. They're just like, they don't know. And you can get some really cool answers from them when you're talking about it.
That make you think as much as anything, I guess, you know, because the questions come from a complete, like you say, from a blank slate and a point of pure innocence.
Yeah.
It can make you go, wow, actually, I don't know. It's cool, isn't it, talking to kids like that?
Oh, man, it's the best. And also, I was trying to explain, the speed of light to my kids the other day, and about the fact that like the stars we're looking at may have died millions of years ago, but the light has only started hitting us from like 400 million years ago, blah, 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 blah. Then I said about like if an alien was on a planet 1,000 light years away and we can see that alien with a big telescope, we're watching that alien 1,000 years ago. And like things like that, just starting to put in ideas into their heads about like reality and like critical thinking, and that it's fun. All that shit. I don't think they teach that at schools, but that's the fun stuff. That's the bit that actually starts to get them thinking, which is cool. But yeah, there's certain things. But anyway, enough about me. How's your Christmas been, sir? Merry Christmas to you. Tell me all about it. What did you get?
Thank you very much. What did I get? Oh God. I got a coffee machine, but it was one of them presents that the business partner got it for me for the office. So I feel like she just kind of wanted it, to be honest. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, just mostly, mate. It's not. I don't want it to sound cheesy, but I don't know. This year has been a little bit different for me in terms of, I don't know. I've spent more time with my family than I have done probably in previous years. Great. And I just, you know, I spent more time with them over Christmas. I'm out with them again later. And it's just been nice to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know, like, it's been, I've drank a bit more than I usually would. And I've eaten. I always love the food at Christmas. That's just standard anyway. But yeah, I'm feeling it a bit in terms of what I've done to my body that it's not used to. But I've had, it's just been really nice. Like, Christmas Day was really chilled. Like, we didn't even eat until like about 6 p.m. because we were just like enjoying the day and stuff like that. So it's been a nice little break. We've got big things to come in, you know, like from literally the start of Jan, we're like doubling down on a lot of things with the business. So I'm kind of maybe allowing myself to switch off a little bit more than I usually would, knowing what's on the horizon and how much graft there's going to be next year. So yeah, it's been really chilled, exciting, and I mean, really enjoyed it. I think that's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Like, I can't say anything negative about it, you know, because we're English and we're British, and then we're going to talk about that. We have this thing of, oh, not bad. Oh, yeah, it's been all right. I've had a great fucking time. I couldn't tell you what I've done, but I've had a great time. So let's just appreciate the things that we enjoy, even if we can't articulate why we enjoy them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is all part of being that stoic, stiff upper lip, like show no emotion, British kind of thing. We've learned a lot. I certainly have learned a lot from speaking to Americans the last few years about I guess being more expressive and celebrate the wins more. I worked for Coca-Cola for obviously 4 years, and this was 2007 till 2011. And they were so intent on like a thing they called a brag file, like on your internal, on the, like on the, what they call it, not an internet, like an internal.
Like intranet, into it.
That's the one, intranet. Yeah. That's how long I've been out of a game. On the intranet, you've got like a folder, and it will be like a brag file, and it's all stuff that you've done and you've achieved, and what single page on your biggest achievements. And it makes me ill thinking about producing one of them and then telling people all about it. That makes me sick to the stomach about why I would do that. But over the course of and I think that's why maybe CrossFit has been a good thing for British people that do CrossFit, because it's like that whole PR, the whole PB thing or PR, like telling people about a personal best or personal record. Like up until I started doing CrossFit, no, you don't tell anyone that shit. Like you keep that to yourself. That's braggadocious. That's showing off. We don't show off over here. But I think there's this new thing of it's okay to I guess that there's a tricky balance to walk between being a show off and then that whole thing of, when people give to charity and they put it online and they say, I'm just doing this to inspire other people to give to charity. It's like, are you? Or are you trying to tell us that you give to charity? Like, I can never tell. And I guess you just have to take it do you know what? Either way, people are going to see it and people are going to give to charity.
And the charity's benefited. Yeah,
exactly. And you kind of just have to go, oh, okay. And then just take it as it comes. Just, all right, okay, we'll go with this. And put your that kind of thing to the side of always in the back of your mind saying they're just trying to show off. But is it okay to just show off? Is that all right?
It depends, doesn't it? Because I've been thinking about this. I was thinking about what I went for a walk earlier, right? And I was scrolling Facebook while I was walking, and I was seeing so many people starting to post their year in review messages, and so many of them are filled with complete and utter negativity. Like, oh, this happened, and then this happened, and I've managed to get through it. And I just thought, you are fucking sleepwalking into another shit year because all you're doing is focusing on shit. Now, this year, I have, by default, surrounded myself with better people just through business, meeting. I've said it to you. I messaged you at Christmas. I messaged a few people at Christmas that have had a profound impact on me this year. My business partner is one of them. And when you're in those circles of those people that want everyone to succeed, nobody's showing off, but they're telling you great things. And I think it's about the people you're with, because if I had the same conversations about the businesses I do with you, with maybe someone that I went to school with and not spoke to for a while, I'd be like, oh, fucking show off, dickhead him. Whereas you're fucking buzzing for me because you're listening to what I'm saying as opposed to the substance to what I'm saying. It's not just for, to show off. It's because I'm proud of something that I've achieved. And I think when you're in the right circles, nobody sees it as showing off because everybody's buzzing about it because they want you to do well. They'll draw something from it which can help them do well. And I just think it depends on your circles, because the people that genuinely have something, they're not showing off. They're mostly just sharing to help others. It's the show-offs and the influencers on social media that actually don't have anything to say. They probably are showing off and there's no substance behind it. But I think genuine people that have something good, they're doing it more to educate than to one up.
And I guess let's take Hannah, for example, right? At the Academy program. When she shows off, it's because their charity has got a kid with a shitty background, a degree, and now is in a fucking really high paid job.
Yeah.
That's not her posting how amazing am I? It's look at this hard work we've all put into this big achievement. And there's a big distinction between them. And you achieving a lot with Defiant and all the channels of Defiant, that's part of a bigger picture and a bigger network of a system that is doing good for the world. It's not you posting your bank balance or you at the fucking you at the Fat Duck posting your receipt showing that you spent $3,000 on a bottle of Chardonnay. There's a big difference between those, do you know? Which is why I think, and again, this brings me to a good point, is that there's something innate in us that understands what hard work and what hard is. We know what it is, and there's a reason we celebrate it. Is because not many people are willing to do it because it's hard. Whereas easy stuff, is easy. So we don't really celebrate it because we know anyone can do that.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's a prime example is like modern art. I cannot get over most modern art because I just think any fucker could have shaped curtains into a knob and bollocks. And then I could have done that. And I know the whole, well, you didn't. They did it first thing. But like, if you look at like a Van Gogh or the Mona Lisa or the Statue of David, you know fucking full damn well you're not doing that. Like, you can't do that. You can't replicate that. And it's the same at like the CrossFit Games. Like, you see Daniel Brandon do like a pirouette on fucking a beam and then walk on her hands for 50 meters and then fucking single leg overhead squat 100 kilos on one arm. And it's like, there's with body movement and athleticism, you know damn well that you're not going anywhere near that. And you are damn impressed by that hard work. And hard work looks different. So many different ways of doing hard shit. And when you are constantly surrounded by people in our industry doing the hard shit, you're just surrounded by these bulletproof people that are constantly the hardest worker wherever they go, whatever room they're in. If they're at the train station, like if they're picking up litter on the floor, they're holding doors for people. They're doing the hard stuff, that not the easy shit. And that's who we're surrounded by in our little tiny corner of our industry. We're surrounded by the people that do the hard work. So we're always influenced by these people that are doing the hard shit. And there's something innate in that. But our standard, I mean, you know, we took like CrossFit about before the whole Yakult thing. The standard they talked about, like our standard is up. I talked to the kids about this, not about the CrossFit thing, but our job as parents and as like business owners and as gym instructors, we want to make sure people understand that our standard is higher than normal people. Like, and that's a standard. We expect that. That's our expectation. If you're below it, we expect better from you. You can exceed it and we'll give you an at a boy or an at a girl, but our standard is higher and we're proud of that. But we're not proud because it's our standard. Like, that's where we hold account to each other. And if you walk in a CrossFit gym, we are going to hold you to our standard. And our standard is work ethic and effort. It's not the amount on the bar. It's not the amount of reps you do. It's not the time that you get in a workout. It's the fucking effort and work ethic that you show us. You can be part of what we have if you work hard, because that's our standard. Effort. It's not a number. And that's just that's our corner.
It is. And when you say that, like, have you noticed that people that work hard themselves, they'll like encourage you and they'll tell you that, like, or they'll say good job because they recognize the hard work. And then people that don't work hard tell you you're doing too much. There's like that distinct difference. Nobody that works hard and understands hard work will ever tell anyone they're doing too much, will they? But the people that don't, to justify their inaction, always do. Yeah. And I've got this thing. I love it when, obviously, I have to work hard in order to do what I'm doing. But I love it when someone that I think works hard recognizes it. I am a bit of a sucker for someone telling me good job or that. I love it, but only from those people that I know understand it. You know what I mean? I find there's some pride in that for me. And maybe that is one of my deadly sins, mate.
No, but like, we work hard because we don't work hard for the result. We work hard because we know we should work hard, and our standard is to work hard. It's not necessarily the goal at the end of it, because if you're always constantly striving about goal orientation, and this is so cheesy, and it's all the fucking time. You hear it, and you talk about that fucking giant man with the hands. What's his name? Anthony Robbins. Is it Anthony Robbins?
That is.
The big jaw guy, he's got elephantitis. He talks like this in American. He does these shows where thousands of people pay £1 million to go and listen to him. He's a motivational speaker.
Oh, no, you mean Christopher Robin? Christopher
Robbins. Is it Anthony Robbins or something like that?
Christopher Robbins. Tony Robbins, that's it.
He's winning the
Pooh, weren't he?
Yeah, same thing.
He did have his handful, to be fair, though, Christopher Robin. But
he's a motivational speaker. Yeah, he's dealing with a load of like mentally ill people, isn't he? Like all of those characters represent like a mental illness, don't they? He talks about it, and it's almost cliche now, but like you have to be obsessed with the process, not the end goal. The end goal, if you get obsessed with the process, you won't need an end goal, because there won't ever be an end goal, because the process is the goal. It's like this constant, like, self-fulfilling prophecy of you're constantly going to be hitting goals because the goal is the process. Doesn't mean you can't have targets, but the goal should be the process, not the target. They're different. And
I think that I struggled with that a bit this year, though, and I've been, well, I say struggled with it. I think I might even spoke to you about it, but I was saying, like, I don't know what my purpose is,
right,
because I don't have kids, I don't have a wife, and all that stuff. My purpose is always the work, which sounds great, because, like you just said, then you constantly, you know, if it's about your standards and your work ethic and all that stuff, you can never kind of achieve it. So that's self-replicating almost. But then my fear was, everywhere you go, whether it's business talks that I go to, or even at Coaches Congress, people talk about what's your why and your purpose. And I was like, oh, man, I don't have one. Do I need one? Like, because on those days when, you know, maybe getting out of bed just is hard, what's getting you out if you don't have a purpose? And when your purpose is the work and the work gets you down. And I maybe I've just been lucky that I've never had one of those days and I've just jumped out and I love what I do. But yeah, I thought about that this year, and I spoke to, you know, Chris from Two Brain.
yeah,
I asked him at Coaches Congress. I said, like, I didn't ask him to give me purpose. I said the same to Rich as well. Like, 'cause I was just asking anyone that has got their own purpose, like, sort of, you know, do you think it's a concern? And what he said to me is, your business grows and you take on a member of staff, for example, says maybe they'll become your purpose, because then it's not just about you, it's about that member of staff putting food on their table. And that was like, I was like, ah, cool. And we have someone starting like properly with us on the 7th of Jan. So I'm like, right. So then that purpose will be the work, and then making sure this person that's putting trust in me as their employer, you know, like, that purpose becomes me repaying that trust and repaying that faith and making sure they have everything they need, and we grow the business so that they can continue to grow with us and feed themselves and stuff. So
I guess when you realize your business is a way to feed other families, like put food on their table, the whole point in that business then becomes an employer rather than the end products that you're supplying. You know, if you do well at the business, you are allowing families to have income from that business. So the business doesn't become like people wearing your trousers, which are great, by the way. But like, it's not that. It's the fact that you can employ 10 people and there's 10 families that are being able to live and do well because of your hard work. Like, those 10 families become the reason that you're doing all of it. And that's cool. That's like, that's what an incredible position to be in, that you're allowing these 10 families to be able to kind of have that. That's a really good way of seeing it. I like that. That's cool. So Britishness.
Careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
See, that's the thing, though. And you know what fucks me off since we're here?
Yeah.
It's that, mate. It's that we now feel like, well, some people do, we have to apologise for being British in Britain. Like, that blows my mind. And these people, and when I talk about these people, I'm talking about British-born people that have started to despise their own country, and then people that love their country. I don't know how we solve that as a society, because these people are so far detached from reality to me, and they've been indoctrinated so much in whatever it is that gets them.
Yeah,
it worries me, because you can't have a rational debate, can you? Because the moment you try to, they just shut it down, call you names, and don't want to talk. And I worry for them.
Yeah, the distinction for me is like, the people. Do people have power, or do they not? Right. So I don't worry about people that don't have power. Because for me, it like, who was it recently? Kevin Hart. Someone talked about this recently. Is you only have to play someone's game if you're willing to play it. Like, I don't entertain those conversations with people that I know are morons, that I know that don't have any content, that as in like not fucking content. I mean like content. They don't have any information. They're not rational. They're not logical. They don't critically think. They're just morons that have just accepted. And this is why, like, when I have conversations about religion, whether politics, about anything, CrossFit, with bodybuilders online, you know, or bodybuilders that I know in person, we really quickly fall into dogma. Whatever side of the spectrum you're on, whether it be political, religious, training, you know, whatever it might be, whatever spectrum you're looking at, we are always pushed towards the extremes of that spectrum by default. We need to, because we're a tribal animal, and we go towards the pack or the herd that suits us the best. It's in our DNA to do that. And part of the hard part of being human in the modern age is reining it in and trying to keep as central as you can to remain balanced and to see the other side's perspective so that you can make a better judgment call. It's so difficult to do that for everyone. And the people that I see drifting right and left on all those spectrums are the people that have just gone, okay, and they've given up. They've given up on rational thought. They've given up in an ideological perspective, and they've just gone, fuck it, I'm with this team. And they can't sit in the middle, and they can't, yeah, buddy, lightweight. Everybody want to be a builder, but nobody want to lift the heavy ass weight. But yeah, let's think about brilliant example, being able to say Happy Christmas.
Yeah.
Right. And it's almost like a political stance this year, like for some reason, but it's only that way if you make it that way, right? It's only a big deal if you make it that big deal. Like, if someone says happy holidays, in my head, I go, you're one of them. All right, cool. You've fallen into that trap. And then on the other side, you get people going fucking mental, dressing up as a baby Jesus, laying in a manger and saying, this is all about us. It's like, okay, cool. That's fine. You go down that route. But I've got answers to both of those teams. You know, it's one of those where I'm an agnostic atheist. So they're two different systems. There's a belief and there's an idea. So they're two different things, right? So I have no evidence to suggest there is or there isn't a God. Technically, we are all agnostic in that sense. Like, in actual fact and truth, we are all agnostic. However, my belief system is atheist because I don't believe there's a God. So we're all agnostic in the fact and the truth perspective, but it's the belief system where we either do or we don't. So they're two different things. Anyway, I know I live in a Christian nation, and I'm fucking thankful for that, because it's an incredible place to live. We've got an incredible legal system. We've got incredible communities. I love everything about where we live, right? I love that. But it's the people, here he is, talking about Talkers for Christians. Here he is. Hello, sir.
So good afternoon. Kenneth asked there what's agnostic. It's, to me, it's just, it's believing there's something bigger than you, isn't it? There's something else out there, but you just don't know what. That's how I interpret agnostic. Am I wrong?
Yeah, agnostic. Let's break that down. So agnostic just means you're looking for evidence. That if that is your definition of it, I haven't found any evidence. So yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. We are all agnostic in that sense, because we're looking for hard truth and hard evidence of a belief system, and we can't prove either one. If we could prove it, then we would all be one or the other.
Yeah.
There is no, and that's why we have this thing called faith, because you have to apply faith into that belief system. But it's about truth is one thing, and then a belief is a totally other thing. They're two different things. That's why I class myself as an agnostic atheist, because I'm agnostic. I don't know the answer, and I don't profess to know the answer. I don't think I could ever know the answer. But based on what I see and my belief system is, I'm atheist because I don't see one. I am aside from a religion. I don't do that.
Right. Let me push back on something you said there, then, mate. And
okay.
well, it's not necessarily a pushback because I agree with you on most things. But you know when are they proper Cadbury's or are they like knockoff ones?
No, knockoff ones.
Oh mate, that's poor.
Just shit ones.
Christmas,
anyway.
Man. So you know when you said like let the people that maybe have the sort of, you know, the outlandish, nonsensical, not rooted in reality views, just have them because they're no threat.
Well,
my challenge to that is that they're the ones that get all the press because they have a virtuous cause.
Yep.
And then that's when it starts to infiltrate the schools, the legal systems, and all those things that we hold dear and you know, sort of impact the youth of our country and the way justice is handed down. So while I agree that, you know, I think everyone should be free to think whatever they want to think, but a lot of these people, they're not their thoughts, you know, they're parroting information that is not even true in the first place and then attaching it to their psyche and then dying on the hill of that belief that they don't even know and can't even articulate. So that's where I have a challenge with it. And that's what worries me about society, especially in Britain, is that agreeable, let them be that and we'll be that. I think that's worrying, especially as we seem to be at a very critical point in society, whereas anything that's not factually correct that's out there, I think everybody has a duty of care to kind of try and, I don't know, put truth to it so that people that are either still trusting in the media, like my mum, for example, every time I go around there, she's like, bloody hell, have you heard about this? I'm like, yeah, did you read the story, mum? Have you done any It's not even a thing. And it's that. And I think that the more we allow people, not that we should there should be a law in who can think what and who can think, but we all have an obligation to try and educate those that are, you know, just mentally insane.
Yeah, you're right. And the caveat to my answer was people that have power and people that don't. And the issue is that the morons in herds have a bit of power now. Whereas historically, if you didn't play their game, you were left out of it. You didn't get impacted by that. But now when there's enough morons because of the phone situation and social media, it picks up track and then people start talking about it. And then logical people start thinking and talking about it. And then we play their game and then they get heard and then it goes on the news and then politicians talk about it and then they put it into action. So both Vidush and Kenneth, I saw your comment. Someone's talked to me about this in the past, looking to prove or disprove the crucifixion. The crucifixion could be absolutely true. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's rooted in fact. For me, it's nothing to do with supernaturalism. It's nothing to do with he was the Son of God or he is God. I cannot link those two together. Millions and millions and millions of people were crucified. Like, it doesn't mean that he was the Son of God to me. Like, so it's the fact that you have to have faith and then the resurrection and everything like that. It might as well be a Mr. Man book to me. Like, but having said that, it fundamentally the lessons and the principles and the morality and most of it, not all of it, but the meaning behind it all, the matter of it means a lot to me. And it's how I hold myself to account. And it's this whole belief system. And you see it like, and CrossFat's just said, the Greek myths. Like if you listen to the Iliad and then you listen to Stephen Fry's breakdown of Mithras about all the myths and mythology and their idea about how the universe came to be, and then their gods and goddesses about what they represent and the moral teachings, is things like Echo and the reason behind fucking Ariadne, like what's her name? The different stories and parables and teachings and like myths that they have, they all meant something. They all were a lesson. It's like Chaucer Tales, the Canterbury Tales, sorry, by Chaucer. Like, they all have this really deep-rooted meaning of morality, nature, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. Yeah, Zeus was a bit of a lad. Odyssey looks amazing, but throughout history, we've had these belief systems that mean something, and they mean more as you get older. They mean something, and that's what. And bringing it back to Mark's just said here, if I had to choose a book that I gave to my kids and said, this is your framework for life, it would probably be the teachings of Christ because it means a lot and it's a fucking amazing value set to have. And you can't take that away from it, no matter how you try. Whereas others don't tend to have that system in place. So and that's the thing. And for me, Christmas is the celebration of this thing, of this character, of this story that means this fucking, to be British is to be part of that. And I love Christmas for that. And then someone said to me the other day, or it was a conversation I had it with someone, and it was like, how can you celebrate Christmas if you're not a Christian? And I was like, well, do you believe in Santa? Like, do you let your kids believe in Santa? Why do you let them believe that? Because they get something. It's the moral compass. It's Santa's watching in April, in July time. If they're not acting up, Santa's watching. He's watching. You better be good. And it's the enjoyment factor. It's this thing of, like, I can't talk for everyone here because we are, all three of us are British here. I know we identify as different sects within that.
I'll say British.
Yeah, good. Jon's on our team for now. But like, part of entwined into our fucking British culture is this sense of this Christian nation that explores, that goes forth and spread that word across the fucking globe. And like, we are just a strong nation of people with good morality, aside from our royal family over the years. But we're a fucking incredible place to be, and all three of us agree on that. And to those Christian teachings and our 1,000-year history of being a Christian nation, longer than that, the Romans brought it to us like 1,800 years ago. We need that as our culture, and we need it, and it is part of us, whether we like it or not. But we have to accept that, and we have to find a way to make it our own thing, and it is part of what we have, and we should be fucking proud of that. Like, we set the standard, the Magna Carta, man. We set the standard for all first world nations about freedom of speech and the government being a part, and then the church and state separation. We did all that. That's on us. We did that for the world, and we should be damn proud of our history. Like, and it's entwined. And like the Irish, like, there's a point where Christianity was fucking dead, except in Ireland. We've got St. Patrick to thank for that. And so the re-spread of Christianity came from Ireland. Like, there's a whole fucking history behind us, and we should be proud of that. And I want to make sure that we hold on to that. And I think all three of us are, relating it back to CrossFit and our little corner of the fucking CrossFit scene. We've got 500 affiliates in the UK. We've got 500, we've got 1,000 other gyms that aren't affiliated that do what we do and don't call it CrossFit, but functional fitness. We've got an incredible scene. And now at the tip of the spear, we've got athletes representing us at the games. Lucy coming fucking second at the games. You've got McGonagall that in 5 years' time will be up there as well. You've got Kringle that's doing fucking big things across like all the platforms. We've got Harry, who's, no one dislikes him, but everyone knows as soon as he talks, people know he's British.
Yeah.
People know he's British. We've got something about us that we need to make sure that we define, and we make sure that people know that we're damn proud of it, because we are proud. Jon's a proud Scot, but he's also a proud British person. When we go abroad, like, it's cool. Like, we should be thankful that we're British. But yeah, Jon, have you got anything? What's going on? Hello.
I kind of came in, obviously, in the middle of something. So I've just kind of been reading the comments. But what is going on? I'm assuming we were speaking religion.
We were. We touched on it as part of being British. But yeah, how was your Christmas?
Very chilled, eh? Very chilled. Just at the sister-in-law's Christmas, mother's on Boxing Day. Tore my rotator cuff on Boxing Day morning, which was not gym related, not an accident with Adam.
Okay.
I was holding on to him. He went one way, I went the other. Just the traction on my arm. I've had issues with the shoulder for ages, so
Right.
yeah, nice.
What do you guys do? You like for Christmas dinner? What's your traditional Christmas dinner?
What, in Scotland?
Well, just yours, because everyone has a
Haggis,
sort of
isn't
nuance on it, don't they?
See, the last, I would say 5 years, we've been going to my sister-in-law's. And Josh, my brother-in-law, he cooks. He does beef. He does like a slow cook. He does like a brisket that we've been eating, and then he also makes ham. And that's what we have on Christmas. And then at my mum's, we do turkey. That's on Boxing Day.
Chips and cold turkey on Boxing Day.
No, so we have like the 2 Christmas days.
Oh, fair play.
It's tremendous.
And by chips, I mean fries.
But I've been having pits and blankets every day since like the 1st of December.
Hell yeah.
Jake's been getting the photos.
What about you, Jay? What's your traditional dinner look like?
So I'll tell you what, this year it was a hospital Christmas dinner.
Shit, yeah.
Me and Katie sat on one of those little fucking trays with oh man, it was so funny. Right. I probably shouldn't say this, but like Jon, did Hayley ever have a sweep at all? Or not? When she was pregnant with Adam?
I'm trying to think back.
I mean, it's a long time ago now, isn't it?
It was 12 years on the 23rd. Yes, I think she did, but then she obviously he came really early.
Yeah.
So we were just going 28 weeks.
Fucking hell, that is early. Fuck me. What a miracle to be alive.
27 weeks and 6 days when they did the emergency C-section on him.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so Katie had a sweep earlier that day, about 2 hours before, and they pull it out, and there's like a fucking, it is exactly as it sounds, a mucus plug, right? They scoop out this fucking like blob of fucking.
Nah, Hayley didn't have that.
No, right. And they show it and they say, oh, look, this is your mucus plug. It comes out. It's like, you know, when you have a really bad cold and you snot into a tissue and you have a look at it. Imagine that, but like a big blob. Anyway, Christmas dinner comes around. We're eating this fucking tray. And on the side of this tray is this creme brulee blancmange thing. And I said to Katie, I said, oh, that's what they pulled out of you about an hour ago. And needless to say, we didn't eat the pudding.
Steve was slurping it up on his Christmas day.
Yeah.
Mate,
well,
I'm in a bowl now. I'm feeling hungry.
It was funny because I commented just after all that because it was on Boxing Day that you posted that, I think, or is it Christmas Eve, like Christmas Day night?
It was Boxing Day. I just forgot because I was like too excited.
Yeah. It was all, but yeah, it was funny. But our Christmas meal was like, I mean, amazing at the hospital. Like it was turkey. It was like roast potatoes. It's a load of fucking Brussels sprouts with bits of bacon in it, like carrots. It was pretty bog standard, but it was like it was a hospital Christmas dinner. Like it was but Kate, we were the only people in the entire ward on Christmas Day. Like we were only there.
Christmas Day, I didn't get a Christmas dinner in NICU when I was there. It was like I think it was like shepherd's pie or something like that.
Nice.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. but normally, so one year I had Christmas on my own, right? And this is like 2010, I think. My parents had gone away on holiday.
Trish's comment.
That'd be good. Could do that with a placenta, you know. Yeah. I took a picture of the placenta again. That's fucking amazing. Like the fact that the human body grows this organ, and it's like just alien. Anyway, we're talking. Yeah, but one year I had it on my own, and I knew I was going to have it on my own. So I made the perfect Christmas dinner for me, right? And it was only. I hate gravy. I hate the idea of mixing everything together. I have to eat one thing first and go around the plate. So, nothing weird about that. Before you say anything,
that is weird.
I had gammon, parsnips, and Yorkshire puddings. Just those three things. And I had like a family portion to myself of all of that. And it was the best Christmas dinner I have ever had to this day.
Why were you having Christmas dinner by yourself?
No one was around. I was on my own. It was when I lived in my flat with my mates. They'd all fucked off home to be with their family. Mine were on holiday somewhere in Greece. And I was just on my own. So I was like, fucking go for it. Like Christmas Eve, I went out. I got the best fucking meal for me. And then obviously I had to eat them in order. And the thing is, when you've got no shit stuff, you then have to decide what order you eat them in. Because you can't just eat bits and go around the plate.
You'd eat the parsnips first.
Yeah, parsnips went first. And then the gammon, and then the Yorkshire puddings. For me, the Yorkshire pudding is the best part of the meal.
The best part about having a Yorkshire pudding is putting stuff in the Yorkshire pudding to then eat.
Not Jay. Jake can't let his food touch, man.
I know, it's weird.
With beans on toast.
He wouldn't eat beans on toast.
No, beans that I can't deal with the liquid.
Will it let me pull an image up?
Maybe, yeah.
Show you.
Steve, at the Coaches Congress, Jake.
This is the greatest Christmas dinner you'll ever see.
Steve, at Coaches Congress, Jake literally just came back to the breakfast table with like a plate of like 16 sausages.
I'm getting hungry.
There's nothing else on the plate. It was just sausages on the plate.
Jake, you can name everything that's on there.
I can't look at it. Like it's making me stressed.
Like that.
Looking at that picture.
That plate does stress me out.
What's he stressing you out for?
All right.
There's just no. I don't mind food touching, but there's no order to that.
Well, they were, but then I needed more, so I chucked it on top.
Yeah.
So you got mash. You got sprouts underneath the Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
Is that turkey, the meat on top?
Turkey, yeah.
Yeah, there's turkey, there's Brussels sprouts, there's broccoli, there's carrots and parsnips, there's roast tatties, there's mashed tatties, there's stuffing.
With bits of bacon in.
Yeah, so these stuffings, there's three different types of stuffing here. There's bread stuffing, potato stuffing, and standard stuffing, all mixed together there.
Is there pigs in blankets?
Yeah, they must be engulfed in something else. But
the pasta.
There was something, mate. Yeah, and then there was something I didn't know if you. So that pudding in the top right corner, that's seasoned pudding. So it's Yorkshire pudding, right? That is, you season it with like sage and onion, so it doesn't rise because it's got seasoning in. But then it's really nice on a Christmas dinner to eat. That's one of our family traditions.
That sounds good.
Seasoned pud.
That does sound good, but again, too much effort, and like.
I just turned up and ate it, to be honest, mate. It was pretty easy for me.
Yeah. And that's the difference. So Katie normally is like loves cooking. Like she's all over that shit. And I was very glad that we were in hospital on Christmas Day because I was going to have to cook. So yeah, Mark, you can send me all the pictures you want. I'd rather that than the pictures.
I read Mark's comment earlier talking about his dinner and it sounded absolutely superb. So.
What do you want? What are you on about? Ew, British bacon. Fuck off. We got the best. It's not streaky.
We get streaky bacon.
Fuck off.
Yeah, they're completely diagnosed. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like that plate, like do you know what? I used to really annoy my granddad. We would be sat, around the Christmas dinner table, and he would just watch me and hate me for the whole time we were eating because I would eat one thing and go round the plate and eat one thing after another.
I don't mind. I don't mind that because saving the best stuff to last is the best way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you do that? It's just the noises as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm quite good with that.
I'm good at that.
Oh, by the way, I ordered some Nano 2s for Christmas. On the European website, they've got leather ones at the moment, like limited edition leather ones. They've got black leather, brown leather, and white leather. So I've ordered some black leather ones. They look amazing. It's so good.
I don't like the leather ones that you
does Jake cut his entire steak? Yeah, that's perfectly normal to cut. Surely, is that not a thing?
What you mean? Like you cut it up into little bits and then just eat it with your fork?
Yeah,
that's what children do, isn't it? Don't you do that for your Does Katie do it for you and kids at the same time?
Yeah, but like then you don't. It's less effort at the end. Like you do all the hard work, and then you can just sit back with a fork.
That's nuts.
Dear.
Is that genuinely? You're not having me on. You think that's weird?
I can't.
It's not massively weird, but like I don't know. I like the process.
It is strange, Steve, right?
See
if you bumped in. See if you were like in a restaurant. You were just coming in. You seen Jake sitting in a restaurant, and you're like, "Oh, there's Jake. I'm just going to go over and say hi." And you walked over to him, and then he hadn't started his meal yet, but his steak was just cut up into little squares.
Everything like taters cut into
You would walk away like, "No, that's odd."
Yeah.
But you like the juices, CrossFat. I don't like that. Like I said, 7-year-olds eat the best.
What do you do with a pizza, mate? How do you negotiate that?
I cut it into slices.
And then pull the cheese off, slice the tomato.
No. This is the one thing that me and my daughter have. She's got whatever the fuck I've got with food. But like pizza is my only time where I will do that. I don't mind because it's one thing. It's been cooked as a thing, but I can't do lasagna. That's just like a minefield for me. Like I can't deal with the layers. It's too much. But yeah, cutting slices. Do you know what I've seen before? I've seen a woman eating an orange, like a tangerine, like with a knife and fork.
I'll be honest. I think oranges are one of the hardest things to eat. I don't mind a tangerine.
I don't eat too much effort. I don't eat them.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think I've ever negotiated one without getting a squeeze of orange juice in eye. Like something always happens.
Yeah, like there's certain foods you're just better off just never having.
Kiwi.
Hey,
I don't like eating kiwis because I can't be arsed.
I just eat that fairy stuff. I just bite into them. Yeah.
Why?
That's revolting.
Because I can't get them out.
Just scoop it with a spoon.
I ain't got one of them spoons. You know, like you meant to get a kiwi spoon, aren't you? Yeah.
They're just testicles. They're just nachos. The thing that gets me with nachos is why cinemas, why the theaters, why do they sell crunchy food? I squoze an orange for Christmas. Good. So
that's how you know it's the real Trish.
Yeah. We know it's the real Trish from that. Squoze. Jamp. I love the word jamp. Good.
Yeah, I say that word.
That's a Scottish thing. To me. Yeah, you introduced it to me.
Steve, have you ever used the word jamp?
No. Does that mean jump?
Yeah.
In the past tense.
Like I jump.
No, that's
how would you say that?
I would say I jumped.
How would you say that? How would you say
jumped?
It? No, you jump.
I jump over the fence.
I jump over the fence. Yeah, you didn't jump over it. You jumped.
I jumped. Past tense.
Nah, you jumped. It's a Scottish thing. Jake was that was fucking years ago when I said that, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was a while ago now. Just a quick one, right? So for anyone that wants a very obviously alongside bloody
I've stopped growing my hair, by the way. I shaved it off again.
Oh, I noticed that, yeah. So
I didn't know you'd started, to be honest, mate.
Oh mate, it was getting long.
So have you like obviously we've got a few different like meme accounts. One of them's Grant, who's funny sometimes.
Who is a meme?
He is a meme in himself. He's embraced that. But do you follow Amy Kringle on Instagram at all?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's Amy Kringle? See, she's been posting, she went skiing.
Is she a meme account, Amy Kringle?
Yes, she is, yeah. But she's been posting these skiing videos of herself skiing. And do you follow Voldememe at all?
Yeah, that's the original CrossFit meme account.
Yeah. Oh my god, he posted this yesterday. Hang on. Hang on. Can I share? It really, I could not stop laughing because it's funny because she's just clearly just proud of the fact that she's gone skiing, and like, oh bloody hell! Like, it's just brutal. But like, if anyone wants a page to follow, it's very British CrossFit themed.
Yeah,
but
I don't think the Americans will understand a lot of it.
Yeah,
he's had. I know he's had. I think he's had O'Keefe and people like that crying to him before, hasn't he?
Yeah,
getting him to take stuff down. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that because he used to be. It didn't used to be known who he was.
No.
So I think that's what they didn't like. But now I think he's come out a little bit as who he is. So I don't know if he's quite as. Well, to be fair, he don't really give a shit. So I assume he'll still say the same stuff as he did before.
I didn't think anyone knew who he was still.
Yeah, well, he posts videos of himself. He collabs with himself now on a couple of things. So,
because he used to be absolute fucking savage against Ollie Marching and that. But he's kind of eased off a little bit, but he still kind of pokes the bear a little bit there. But some of the stuff he used to do to march on training was fucking brilliant.
I've been enjoying recently, taking the piss out of High Rocks, because I don't mind High Rocks at all. Like I've said to you guys, but I've just enjoyed that we're not now bottom of the pyramid in terms of shit talk for the fitness industry. So we finally got someone to give shit to. So it's great.
Yeah.
Like someone messaged me when I posted something saying, "Oh, you've done a fucking High Rocks." I'm like, mate, it's a joke. We used to get all the shit in CrossFit, and now we can like hand it off. It's brilliant.
I fucking love High Rocks, but I still love seeing the memes about it.
Yeah.
You know as well, don't you? You guys know that it was all CrossFitters. It's basically the same memes. They've just replaced CrossFit by High Rocks now.
Yeah, exactly. But like, anyone with a sense of humor is willing to mock themselves. Like, you look at Hunter McIntyre, he's fucking hilarious, and he ridicules anyone. Like, whether it's a High Roxer, whether it's a CrossFitter, whatever, he just goes, and he is fucking hilarious. He's funny. And the best people, the people with the most to say that I respect the most are the people, one, with a good sense of humor, but actually do shit. Like, it's all well and good us being media people, let's say, call it media, we're doing this, but they're not actually participating in shit. That's one thing. But then another thing is actively taking part in stuff and having a good sense of humor about it. Yeah. I know full damn well, if I'm at the gym and I see people doing butterfly, part of me goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, I still have that, oh, what are you doing? Like, do a proper pull-up. But I know in our sport, it's essential to move quicker. So I know that. But I have a sense of humor about it. If I see anyone online, like there's a bodybuilding account that I follow that's fucking hilarious, Gym Fails, or one of those fucking funny ones. And they did a Starship Troopers skit this morning that it came up. And it's
great movie.
Yeah, an incredible movie. But like, it's the point where the bugs are attacking the fort that they've fought, and they're gunning down, and it's like everyday gym goers are the guns, and they're the Starship Troopers, and then the January people are the bugs attacking. And then all of a sudden I'm waiting, and then there's this weak guy on the Starship Troopers gun just shivering and like scared of the bugs, and it says CrossFitter, and then this bug attacks and like kills him. And I found that fucking hilarious because I knew it was coming, and it's funny. But we used to get people get all defensive and upright and uppity about this kind of shit. But I think what makes, and again, going back to the British thing, is you think about all the decent British stand-ups and comedy, and like our series that we've had, and that, like The Office, like Alan Partridge, it is all self-deprecating. It is all, hey, I am an idiot. Look at me, how much of an asshole I am. It's funny to take the piss out of me. Do it, because I know I can be funny here. Our stand-ups, all of our stand-ups are like that. It's fun to take the piss out yourself. And I think that's another thing that I like about being British, and our sense of humor is we don't mind taking the piss out of ourselves, as long as we can also take the piss out of you.
Yeah, exactly that. Peep Show, that's a great shout from CrossFit, just for that Nazi skit alone. Are we the bad guys?
Yeah,
one of the greatest skits of all time.
Yeah. Mitchell and Webb show is like well up there. People, I don't think a lot of people have seen that, but like some of their skits are amazing. Really
With
good.
that, oh, sorry, that was Mitchell and Webb show. It wasn't the Peep show, was it?
Yeah, that was
it would have been that. Yeah.
Are we the baddies? Yeah.
Pull up.
Yeah.
Is it Mark Telford?
What one?
The Keeping It Real one.
Oh, Keeping It Real was funny on maybe 1 in 20 memes and 1 in 200 comments. Yeah.
Grant is wasted.
Yes.
On his social media page, Grant, and just as a person, behind the scenes, is one of the funniest people I've ever spoke to.
I completely concur.
I don't know him offline, so why does that not? I'm not saying it does or it doesn't, because I don't really pay much attention to his stuff. But how does it not translate? How does he only land it 1 in 20 and 1 in 200 there?
He is a fucking lunatic in real life,
and I think he holds back too much. Yeah. Some stuff he posts to me and Jake, and he's like, "I've made this meme," and he'll post it in the chat, and I'm like, "Post that right now," and then I'll see one go on his page like 2 days later, and he's like taking bits out of it because it's obviously like the stuff he posts is fucking. It's even better. Like,
he plays all right. He plays it safe a lot of the time, but we've said since day one, right? If he is really fucking clever. Really clever, and he will find the most nuanced way to attack someone. He knows exactly how to get to someone, yet he doesn't. And what you see online and his memes and his skits is 20 levels of filtration, and it's gone right down to like the clearest clarity that he could have. But raw Grant is genius. And if it was like, if he posted it, I think he would have a massive following in the UK. Like, he is brutal, like he really is, but it's done in a way that it's fucking clever. And like, he'll send a video going after me, but he'll only send it to me and Jon, and then it'll be, oh, so I was doing Toaster Bar, and it's like, bing, he's moved on, and it didn't mean anything to him. It's just he's gone a sniper, boom, gone, and then he's moved on. He's your best mate again, and it's genius, and it's so good. It's comedy. We've said this to him 1,000 times. It is comedy genius what he does in the DMs, and then when he goes on social media, it's almost he's playing the law of averages, like Trish said. He's putting it out there for the masses to get the views and the clicks, because he knows damn well. It's like, you know, when you see like fitness influencers and they're doing stuff like, here's how to row properly, and it's like that will get 1 million views, yet they could do a video, a really niche, incredible video that will get 100 views, but that 100 views is like affecting people's lives massively. Grant's comedy, his way is really, 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 really good, but he plays the law. He makes it a lot broader for what he puts out. He is one of the funniest people I've ever met.
I think that everyday CrossFitter probably loves his stuff. I get people who send me his stuff, like clients that send me his stuff all the time, not realizing I know him, and I always just reply, "I hate that cunt."
Yeah. And the reason being is because we say that to him. We will tell him what we think about him, and he'll go, "Okay, cool. Can you help me with my clean?" And he'll send another video again and again and again, and then I go, "Right, okay." And the worst thing about Grant, right? I'm gonna diss him now, and then we'll move on from Grant. Is he will ask a question or send information with no context. And then he might say, he'll say, "Oh, was that book read?" And you'll go, "What book, Grant?"
You'll reply within seconds of his message.
Yeah. And then 2 days later, after 10 other conversations, he'll go, "Oh, did you see that book?" And you're like, "Grant, we asked you what you meant." And it's just, he's had millions of ideas and he's just moving on to the next thing. But yeah. Do you know what? I'm looking, what I want everyone out there to do, right? What I want everyone out to do is have a look on social media over the next week and look out for these posts. I'm after 5 men.
2 seconds. I just need to go and publish a post.
I'm after 5 men that want to lose body fat and gain muscle.
Do you know why they do the "you won't believe number 6" kind of posts though? Because
so
most
that
of
you
these people
scroll.
no, but most of these people are, especially if it's a reel, most of these people are monetized, but you have to watch at least a minute of their reel.
Right. Okay.
So like on like apps like TikTok, Instagram, if you post in 90 seconds, if you get through 60 seconds of it or a certain amount of time, they'll get money for it.
So I won't ever watch more than a minute then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's you.
See, I like, you know, when I see them, I'm like, I give it the benefit of the doubt to the point where I want to kind of see if number 6 is good or if I just think it's good. You know, the intrigue of it for me, I'm like, right, because I know it's nonsense and I know it's designed to make me watch, but I'm like, I want to see if it is better than the other 7 points. So yeah, I probably
sometimes it will be good. Like some people will be given good information like that.
How often do you watch one of those or a clip or a meme or a video or a post and you genuinely go, oh, that's really good. Or, oh, that's new.
Depends. I don't watch just people I don't know, but I followed certain people that I do like their stuff. If that makes sense.
I think there's some that I follow that genuinely do that, but give you the information. They're doing that whole business thing of give something for free, and then further down the line, you'll probably get a customer out of it. Those ones are good. But then there's plenty out there that don't actually give you any information until you click this or follow this or do this.
You need to be given value. You need to give value for free to get buy-in.
100%.
Whether that's putting it on social media for everybody to see, or whether it's offering like app, here, reply to this post and I'll send you this whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's a way to do it.
You know, like, I never, and this might be me being a knob, which is clearly sometimes the case, is like, I'll see some dude in a bandana and he'll go, here's 3 things you didn't know about how to row. I won't watch it. And on the rare occasion that I do, I know everything that he said. Like it's very, very rare that I will watch any of those how-to videos and I'll go,
he's not speaking to you though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. But I want to know who is talking to me.
Yeah.
I want to find people that do talk to me.
People that are above you is people you should be following.
But who? But they're the people. They're like Denise Thomas. They're like Cole Stedman. They're like Greg Glassman. They're these coaches that will refine my craft. But I'm not sure at this stage I'm going to learn like none of those, here's 3 ways to. I don't think any of those are going to make an impact on my life anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, they're not speaking to you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that's what I'm saying. I don't think those posts are necessarily bad because they're not speaking to like you or I. But they're speaking to people. Like I've been put off posting stuff before because I thought, fuck, I've knew this 10 years ago. Why would I fucking post about it? But it's like because I knew it 10 years ago. But there's people that are going to be coming into the gym in January that have no fucking idea. They don't even know how to train like with intent. A lot of these people, like you just assume that like because you eat a certain way or understand, calories and whatnot. I don't know what you do like food wise. Well, I do know what you do food wise, but there'll be certain people that use things like MyFitnessPal and whatnot, and you would just assume that they would understand how to track food. People don't. People are fucking morons.
Yeah.
Do you think though that the people that are probably the wrong word, genuine, but like the examples you gave there, Greg and Carl and people like that, they are so less likely to post something like that so then it's like almost like you can automatically assume that anyone that is posting that is probably full of shit because the people that seem to know don't post in that way and don't.
And I've said this before, like when I did the British powerlifting, the level 2 British powerlifting thing a few years back, the average age, there's 3 instructors. One of them was 91, another one was 87, and the youngest one there was 79, right? There was 3 coaches there taking these courses. They didn't know how to fucking use a mobile phone. They had printouts to give out that was on yellow paper from 1984. But the fucking value the stories, the colloquial shit that they told me about. One of them was in a wheelchair, he couldn't stand up, but he was talking about when Bill Kazmaier came in and did deadlifts with him, and like Arnold came in the 70s or the late 60s into London gym and trained. I'm like, fuck me, you are a wealth of knowledge. They haven't got social media. Like Louis Simmons, he was never on fucking Instagram posting 3 ways how to improve your squat. He wrote West Side. Like, you get Conjugate. All the people that are the best in their game.
Would he have if it was around?
Yeah.
He would have, for definite. His media was the books, the DVDs.
Yeah,
because you could buy all those West Side DVDs and whatnot.
Yeah, you can, but like the old, like the Ronnie Coleman DVDs, like Pumping Iron, like all of those training videos. I don't know if the short style 20-second looking down a camera saying, "Here's 3 easy ways to improve your squat." I don't know, because they know it's a long-term thing. I don't know if they would feel that was the. I can't.
I don't necessarily mean here's 3 ways to X.
Yeah,
I just mean that, like, utilizing social media.
But still, to this day, there's people now, like some of the best coaches out there are earning 20 grand a year, and like going hand to mouth with the food, scrimping on their mortgage payments, like buried down in the deepest, darkest Manchester gym, and they are the best coaches out there. Like they have got this wealth of knowledge, and yet they don't get heard because they're not on social media. And yet the fucking idiots that are 20 that know how to use a phone and CapCut are earning a lot of money by putting out this shit with like 3 ways how to improve your own technique.
Well, mate, the problem I have with that though is, should we give these brilliant people the benefit of the doubt? Because I think that if you are brilliant, which some of these people are, but you refuse to play the social media game because of your whatever, you've built up this disdain for it because of all the morons out there spreading shit information, then how do we counter that if you're just going to stay in your basement being brilliant and no one will ever hear you? Like my business partner is like a business coach as well. She every single post she puts on gives away free information that she helps her clients with. She gives it away, and the amount of customers she gets from that, because people are seeing the trust. It's not a fucking fish hook. It's not a just one more post and you'll find out how. She gives the information, and that's what I mean. These coaches, if they are that good and they really do care about their craft, then you've got to show it to the world. And if that means, selling your soul to go on social media, then do it in your way. But
I don't think they want the worldwide renown. I don't think they're after that. I think because they care, they give a shit about the 4 people that they PT and their group that come down on a Friday night to get a massive legs. I think that's the extent of their world. But it annoys me that they don't want to tell the world. And I think it's on people like us potentially to go to them, to find them, to sit down, to fucking ask them questions, to video it and to put it out there. But is the audience there? That's the question that I have to ask myself. Is 22-year-old Janine and Dave from fucking, I don't know, CrossFit Canterbury, are they going to want to watch a half an hour long video of Delroy from Birmingham, who's never seen the light of day, that can genuinely revolutionize the way that they move in SBD? Do they give a shit enough? Or would they prefer to see, hey guys, it's me, here's 3 ways to make boo, and giant tits flapping around and like
tits.
Similar, hey?
Tits.
Yeah, I did say we talk about tits. But like, if you're purely going by numbers, I don't know. I think it needs to go through a washing machine. I think we need to get that content from those geniuses and those people, change it up a little bit and present it well, and then put it out. And that's effectively what marketing is, isn't it? and like that's what that is. But those people that are unwilling to do it aren't going to do it themselves. The people on the receiving end of it, they want it presented to them, put on a plate that they are going to want to enjoy because it's short form all the way now on socials. I don't know. I think there's a disconnect there, but
it's like those, you know, those little clips that Susan's been putting on from old Greg talks. Like Greg had never put them on, but they've got like the thousands and thousands and thousands of views and impressions they're getting now. It shows that maybe it doesn't need people not necessarily do it for them because they don't care if it gets done or not, but do it for the good of what can come from it, I guess, like you just talked about.
But who's got more views, like a Greg video or a Craig Ritchie video?
Probably Greg video at the moment.
Well, so let's say that it is a Craig Ritchie video, but who's learnt more? The people watching the Craig Ritchie videos or the people watching the Greg videos? And that's the difference. Like Craig Ritchie's just cultivated a following similar to himself, obviously, that like all that kind of stuff. That's very diplomatically put. Whereas Greg don't care who fucking follows him, who likes him, and who doesn't. He's just telling you the truth, whether you want it or not. And that's a message that resonates with the right people. Whereas a Craig Ritchie message will resonate. Like in resonating with everyone, eventually you resonate with no one, don't you? That's
You don't need to have 100,000 followers to like make a good living or to make an impact. Like you literally just need. You could have 1,000 followers and like make
and be real. Yeah, just be real, be genuine, and people buy into that, don't they?
Yeah,
I've not seen that. What CrossFit said there. Craig needs another crying video about needing money. When did it? Have I missed that?
I think that
was a couple of years ago when they almost went bankrupt.
Yeah, the hustle nearly went bankrupt, but they're doing well again now. And look, me mentioning him wasn't a knock. It was a audiences are there, even within our tiny little corner of the fitness industry. We've got a giant audience. We've got hundreds of thousands of people doing CrossFit. And we've got these big people in our industry who are going to have different audiences. You look at Jenny with Dense Updates. Like she gets 30, 40,000 views. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's there. And it gets fucking monstrous views. Monstrous views. It's not to say it's good or bad. It's just out there and people fucking lap it up and enjoy it. And that's a cool thing that she can do and is on this channel. Whereas I might get 100 views and I'll be happy with that. And that's my audience. Like it's a difference. And we don't necessarily equate quantity with quality when it comes to media. And that's what I'm trying to get to, is that Louis Simmons, how many people, if you walk into your gym, a CrossFit affiliate, and ask your members who Louis Simmons is, how many? Like less than one on average, probably. I
don't even know who that is.
No, okay, so it's the founder of Westside Barbell, and Westside Barbell.
The gym that I coach from, I think a high percentage of people would know who Louis Simmons is.
Yeah,
but that's not a CrossFit affiliate.
Yeah. And here's the thing: the whole thing with what our channel started off with, me and Jon, with Outside the Box, was trying to import all of this fucking information is out there in our industries that can and would positively impact CrossFitters' lives and training is out there. We just need to import it into our tiny little corner of our world. But yeah. You could probably see people in Westside shirts. Yeah. But Conjugate and...
I like Dr. Mike and Jeff Nippard. I still watch their content.
Yeah.
That's the kind
what
of
do you
stuff
have to do? You know, if you see someone in one of those shirts that wouldn't know, do you have to go and ask them, like when you see someone in an AC/DC shirt, name 5 of the best songs?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah. Name 3 accessories that Louis Simmons gave you for squatting. Chains, bands, and box squats. But like, there's so much information that we already know now that is sort of common parlance within our gyms that doesn't get assigned to. It's kind of like Pure Gym having a functional fitness area. How often is Greg Glassman cited as influenced that in Pure Gym? Who? No one knows who fucking Greg Glassman is in a Pure Gym. They know functional fitness. They know hybrid training. They know what that is, but they don't know Greg Glassman.
I told you the time that I was on the bike erg in the gym, and the guy was giving an induction, and he came over to the ergs, and he said, "Oh, this is a rowing machine. This is a ski erg. That's for high rocks." I was just like sitting on the bike erg, just like laughing. Like I had my headphones in, but I was just like laughing, and like the people were like looking at me, laughing at him. And he was like, if you want to go faster, pull faster. If you want to go slower, pull slower. And I was honestly just in fucking kinks, like laughing.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel bad that people don't get credit where credit's due. That annoys me when they don't. But secondly,
I know I took the pin out yesterday, and Haley didn't even say thanks for that.
Unbelievable.
I was listening.
You missed the start of the show when we were talking about service.
I was.
That's
why I said it.
But like, I feel like I want to do that for them. Like I want to tell people about the people that are doing the shit. Like, and that's the whole point of CrossFit Media. That's the whole point in what we're doing. Like your Defiant series last year, you went around 6 affiliates, bigging up these affiliates, showing what they do. That was really cool. And the whole point in our corner of our media, we've named Dents, but look at Dents, look at Pedro, look at fucking Jason, look at even Craig, like Richie, look at Sporty Beth, look at all these different media types. I'm just listing UK ones there, but you look at all of them, and what we do, we talk about other people and what they've done. That's kind of what the whole purpose of what we do is with this media point in terms of CrossFit. But my point is that we have got this massive fucking network in the UK of people that are massively changing lives in our gyms and outside of our gyms using our methodology that get no credit. And I feel like my role needs to be to demonstrate what they're doing and show them off, because they're unwilling or unable to do so by themselves. And I just want to shine the light on people.
Well, that's what we've been speaking about.
Yeah.
Well, behind the scenes with like Stella, Stephen, all those people. Steve as well. 2 Stephens.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's people like you, Steve, that are doing a fucking incredible job. And yes, people buy your product. Yes, people buy Defiant t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think that's an acknowledgement of the work. I think it's more like they like your t-shirt, which is in a sense a way of saying.
No, but the acknowledgement of the work it's these conversations. It's you promoting us. It's people in gyms recommending us. That's an acknowledgement of the work. Because anyone will buy anything at some point. But I want to be known for more than that. I want to know that I can like support as much as I'm supported and be a part of the community. And that's, like everyone says community, and it sounds cheesy sometimes, but until you're in it and you feel it, like the amount of support you guys have given me is just insane. And you ask for absolutely nothing. And then even when I give stuff, because I'm like not indebted, because I don't feel like that, I just want to give something back, even if it's just a couple of shirts to you guys. Then you're so appreciative then that it's like, they're the circles I want to be in. And, when we talked at the start about being surrounded by those people that you're not showing off to because they want you to do well, they want to big you up because they want that for you. That's what it's about. And I think that's where it becomes about the work and the people as opposed to just buying a shirt, because there'll be many people that have just come across us at a comp. They were bored between workouts and thought, I'll buy that from the store. They didn't buy into anything other than that tee at that moment for that second. Whereas, the rest of it, the circles that I'm now in with you guys and others, that's the sort of result of the work, I guess.
And I'll tell you what, and we can all agree because we were there at Twickenham, like one place that damn well you're going to be surrounded by people like that and that are sharing your journey and genuinely want you to succeed is at Coaches Congress. Every person there is singing from the same hymn sheet.
Mate, that weekend there, and it sounds dramatic, but I'd been to another conference the weekend before that was very business oriented. Then I was at that. And since then, I've like personally, professionally, what it did for me, I got a bit of time chatting to Rich about some stuff. Like I said earlier, I spoke to Chris, met you guys for the first time, like in person, listened to all those people. And my God, since then, even my business partner said when I came back, she was like, "You have fucking changed, man." That changed me so much, just being around those people. It made me feel part of something that was so much bigger than me, so much bigger than Defiant. But everyone in there was there for the same reasons and wanted everyone in there to do well. There was no animosity. Like, the Gurav, the doctor. Like, so he's working with my business partner on something else, and they're looking at bits that they can do. And it's like, just that, you know what I mean? Those just little connections that you made. I met him at the coffee machine, just grabbing a coffee and we start talking. And it's those types of things like that. I know there were some people saying that all those things are just there for people moaning. Well, they've never fucking been to one, because I didn't hear one person moan. All I just saw were a load of sponges learning together and helping each other grow. And it was fucking incredible. And I can't wait for the next one. Like, we're going to be their vendor in. We're going to take the Defiant Print store and have a shop that I've already talked about with Henrik, so that we can showcase what we do, because we genuinely believe, obviously we want to make money, but we can help people with the print services. And I just can't wait. It was just an amazing weekend.
It's about putting yourself in the right rooms, isn't it?
Yep,
absolutely. Like, and then when you're in that room,
or coaching,
but then when you're in that room, you've got to kind of interact. Now, I've been to not one at Coaches Congress, because that's the first one of those I've been to, but I've been to those things before. When you think just going's enough, then you sit there like that on your phone because you don't want to be. Like, I was going up to people. I hate cold calling. I'm not good at that. Oh, do you want to? Like, I don't like it, but I put myself out of my comfort zone and did it. And then what I found was, actually, all these people need what I do. So it isn't like that. But you've got to go. You've got to be present. Go to the talks. Listen to what people are saying. Yeah, and you will get so much from it if you want to. But no one will do it for you. Being there ain't enough. You've got to be there and engage. And that's the difference, I guess.
And that environment nurtures that. When you're there, you can't help it. You can't help but immerse yourself. You can't help but talk to people, because here's the crux of it all. No one's there to sell. No. You're not spending money when you're there. You're not buying anything. Everyone is there to talk.
You're getting everything for free, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Even skin tight green t-shirts.
Had it on the other day, actually.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. Right. And no, it isn't. It's not too expensive to show off, man. But yeah, thanks for joining us. I know Savon's on in 15 minutes, so I think we should wrap it up here. But more to come on this conversation, and more to come from what we've got planned for 2026. But yeah, we'll definitely jump. We jumped on today. We jump on today. We're going to jump on again.
That's not how you use
Are you saying then, Jay, that we are going to use this platform to make Britain great again? Is that what we're doing? Is that in closing?
Mburger. Yeah, we're going to make Britain great again from the Savon channel. It's going to happen. So we're doing it. We'll get as many Brits on here as possible. And it's our job, it's our duty in 2026 to nurture, promote, highlight, and expand the British CrossFit scene. That is our job, gentlemen, 2026. And we're going to do it from right here. Sound good?
Fucking go.
Let's do it. All right, nice one. Well, to everyone watching, past and present and future, thanks very much. We'll see you all very soon. And God bless